on all this ancillary equipment stuff. And again, you know what? Play around with it. So, like half a day, do CCW guy with a rifle, magazine in his back pocket. Another part of the day, put on all your gear, and then see what the differences are. See how it changes the way that you work and everything else. So real quick on rifles, okay. I like little short light things like this, okay. This is about the size of the old MP5s that I used to run. The only thing that's lacking on this is a light, and I didn't have an extra one. I didn't want to take it off of this other rifle, so I left it. I think that all weapons that are grabbed up proactively to fight in an urban environment, they need to have some sort of illumination ability, unless you're going to use night vision, which is preferred, okay, if you're going to be proactive. But light and short, and this is about as small as I think you can make something, okay. Now if you're running a short barrel, you notice what I have here. I position the sling in a way that my hand can't run forward of the muzzle, and I have a hand stop here as well, okay. Running something like this without these two, I think you're asking for trouble, because eventually your hand will run forward, and they'll call you. You'll be able to do the Hawaiian thing, without having to curl your fingers. Okay. I don't like adding a lot of stuff. I mean, this is pretty much it. Okay. So we'll pass this around. We cleared this already, but check it and make sure.
Is that a 7.5 inch?
That's a 7.5 inch. Yeah. And some people get really weird about, well, ballistics. Listen, you shoot some motherfucker in the face at 25 yards with that, he's not going to know whether it came from an 18-inch recce or something like this. Okay. I know that HK, they used to make an HK 53, and a lot of my friends and a couple of federal agencies that we worked with, they used to run those all the time. They used to shoot bad guys with them all the time. Yeah, they're loud. Okay, you know what? So what? They're loud. Big deal. Okay. All right. So this is a little more representative of what I think is probably the kind of rifles that we want to have. You can see that I kind of like these Holosuns. I know they're Chinese. You know what? When an American company makes something comparable like this, and they don't want to charge you so much, you got to go get a mortgage out there just to buy an optic. I'll consider it. But we've run these. We run them on our pistols. We run them on rifles. What can I tell you? I got to be open-minded about this. I was ready to hate these. I was ready to hate these, and the more I used them, the more I liked them. So there it is. I like it light. Okay, we'll pass this around. You guys will see how light this is. Rails are kind of like the Molly stuff that Greg was talking about. Just because you have a rail doesn't mean you got to slap something on it. The only thing that I would want to add to this is, if I was going to be running night vision, I would put some sort of an IR unit on here, but I'm not, so I'm not going to worry about it. Lights are important, and you put them in a place where you're going to be able to reach them while your hand is in a firing position. Okay, so some guys put them down here and they have to reposition their hand to use a light. I think that's a mistake. Your hands are in the firing position. All the control should be operated without you having to mess around too much. Okay. I like the retractable stuff, but again, just light and simple. Okay. It seems that the tendency has been to make stocks very adjustable and and all this sort of thing. All that does is make them heavy. So I'd rather not do that. Now, one thing that I do like is this system here. The dual magazines. Again, people get weird about this because they go, well, what? Look, this is sitting in the corner, okay, in my house, and this is going to be. I need to grab this and shoot the Antifa guys that are coming to get me. How much ammo have I got in here?
Enough.
Okay, actually 56, right? Because you always download by 2, so 56 rounds. Okay, 56 rounds. If you have another set like this, you grab it, you stick one magazine in your back pocket. Well, now you have, who's the math majors here? You got 112 rounds. Okay, how many magazines? I mean, you're saying 4 mags?
No more than 4.
I mean, you know, it's like if you run 4 AR mags out of one of these things, you'll be on CNN.
Famous.
Like seriously, guys. Okay, so something like this, I think, is a very, very simple rifle, very nice, very clean, very light, very easy to run. Okay, and we'll pass this one around shortly. Okay, now slings. I know this kind of looks like Magpul threw up on it. You know, hi Dwayne, how you doing, buddy? You know, what I like about these slings from Magpul is that they're very, very simple. Okay, I don't like complicated slings. Okay, we'll talk about how to use these and what are the important issues with slings as soon as I get the other one back. So here, take that one, and you know, it's pretty light blaster. It's got a pencil thin barrel. I had that one built especially to be as light as possible. Okay, as light as possible. Any questions on that so far? Yes, sir.
Yeah, on the double mags, I was noticing at the range that the top bullet on the open one was sort of sliding forward. So I was getting concerned.
Sometimes it does.
So you just sort of notice it and just deal with it?
Yeah, don't worry about it. You know, if you're gonna load it and it gets in the way, just flick it out. And yeah, I mean, nothing's perfect. Nothing's free.
Just flick it out. Be aware of it.
Just flick it out. Just be aware of it. And you know, if it's protruding just a little bit, and you go ahead and insert that magazine into the rifle, as you insert it, it'll kind of push it back into place. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay. Other questions? Okay. All right. Slings. This is a very simple way to sling. What I want you to be able to do, however you set up your sling, is I want you to be able to shoulder it. I also want you to be able to put it in the other shoulder. Okay? So how tight do I want this sling? If I make it really, really tight, okay, and now I'm like doing jujitsu on myself here. Okay? So I don't want to do that. I want to keep it nice and loose. Okay? You know, if I need to secure the rifle more, I can do that. Okay, now it's tight up against my body. I can adjust it and so on, but this is going to be my default way to use a sling. Do you always need to have a sling on the rifle? No, you don't. Okay, we run slings in class because would you run a pistol class with no holster? Right? I mean, it's like, yeah, you could, but when we're in class and we're going to go fix targets or discuss something or whatever, I'm simply going to say safe and sling. And then what that means is engage the safety and let it hang on a sling. If it's unsafe and it's like this, you know, your hands can be on the buttstock or whatever, you look nice and cool, right? But what are your hands not touching? Firing control, okay? And if the safety is on, it's not going to snag on anything and whatever. So I see everybody go to sling and their hands are away from firing control. I know we're all safe. Now we can gather up and discuss something and whatever. Okay? This is kind of how I would like you to use these slings. Anybody using anything different than just a simple sling like this? Okay, good. And again, how you set this up, just be able to transfer the rifle to the other shoulder, okay, because we are going to work both sides on pretty much every drill that we do in class. Okay?